What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today we got some really freaking good news about vault space in Rise of Iron. So a quick bit of history here. Last week, in a Game Informer article, Bungie informed us that there would not be an increase to vault space in the Rise of Iron. And anybody who watched last week's Planet Destiny podcast knows that I was actually pretty upset about this. I'm a collector. I tend to collect stuff. Some call me a hoarder. I call it collecting. I like to collect all the unique pieces, especially weapons, that come out of each individual raid, each individual activity, and I find it to be kind of a trophy case to accomplishments past in Destiny. Now, in Rise of Iron, we know that we're going to be getting a ton more weapons and armor. Some of this stuff looks incredible. But what that means to me, if they don't increase vault space, is that I'm going to have to start making some tough choices about what I'm going to delete when I get the new stuff that no doubt is going to be more useful than, let's say, a Fatebringer. Even though I really want to hold on to that Fatebringer, I might have to delete it to make room for new exotic weapons, new legendary weapons, new raid weapons from the Wrath of the Machine raid. And I was not happy about this. One of the reasons I wasn't happy is that they decided to drop development for the last-gen consoles, the Xbox 360 and the PS3. One of the promises of them doing that was that they could move forward with development on the PS4 and the Xbox One without the restrictions of those old-gen consoles. That meant to me that vault space would no longer be a concern. In fact, Bungie even tweeted that out. So I was pretty upset about this. Now, today, in a new IGN article, actually this came out yesterday, Bungie actually says, you know what? It's not coming with Rise of Iron, but shortly after, there is going to be a vault space increase. And I gotta say, I'm really happy about this. Yes, I would have rather see it ship with the Rise of Iron. I think there may be, I don't know, a couple of weeks, even a couple of months where I'm really trying to manage my inventory as effectively as possible to keep my old gear that I feel a strong emotional attachment to, but also bring in the new gear that no doubt is going to be very useful in the Wrath of the Machine raid, the new strikes, the new PvP modes, all of that stuff. Trials of Osiris gear. You know, I don't want to get rid of my old Trials of Osiris gear, especially the Pariah gear, which I think just looks phenomenal. But I'm definitely going to want that new Trials of Osiris gear. So it looks like there's going to be at least a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months where inventory space is really low. However, help is coming, basically, is what Bungie is saying. I think they've listened to the community here. I think enough people were outraged that we weren't getting increased vault space with the Rise of Iron. They heard our criticism here, and they have started working on a solution. And this is something that I really have to credit Bungie for, and I got to credit the community for, too, because I believe enough people spoke out here that Bungie had to react to it, and I'm pretty excited about it. To me, that means Bungie is listening. We always have known they were listening. Sure, sometimes it takes them a really long time to respond. We know that game development can be a lengthy process, and I completely understand that. But it definitely appears to me that Bungie was listening to our criticisms about not bringing increased vault space to the Rise of Iron. And I know in the past they've claimed, we don't want people to just collect everything. We want them to make hard choices. But let's be honest, we've had this game for 2 years. Some of the gear that we've collected has been very difficult to collect. I spoke about the fusion rifle from Vault of Glass earlier. That took me a year and a half, almost 2 years, to finally attain after running Vault of Glass numerous times. So I certainly don't want to delete it, and I want to be able to hold on to it for regular Crucible. When I go into regular Crucible, it's fun to bring year one guns in there, and I've already had to make some really hard choices. My old Aphrodite Spear, while I didn't use it for PvP that much, it was really a great PvE weapon. In fact, when I ran Crota, I always had that equipped because it was just so useful and it did so much damage. And I eventually had to delete that because of vault issues, and that made me sad. It makes me sad that I no longer have that. Hopefully in some way, maybe with the iron engrams that Lord Saladin will be selling, maybe there'll be a way to regain that weapon. But, it does make me sad that these trophies of the past, these relics of the past that worked so well for me, were such workhorses, I had to delete. And I'm not looking forward to deleting them again. So we don't know when the vault will get expanded. They said sometime in the future. They appear to be working on it. In fact, they said, Scott Taylor from Bungie said, if I open my phone right now, we're working on solutions that make that a good experience. We're working on it. But we don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know if it's going to release 2 weeks after Rise of Iron. We don't know if we have to wait till the holiday event, Festival of the Lost, or maybe even with Sparrow Racing League. It may take quite a while. The sooner they get this out, the happier I'm going to be, because the longer it takes, the more pressure there is going to be on me personally, I think other people in the community, to start deleting some of that older stuff. But I will say this. I'm glad it's coming. I'm glad that Bungie is listening to our criticisms. And I think it's a valid thing for us to be doing, is to be criticizing Bungie. Now, last week on the Planet Destiny podcast that I mentioned earlier, I got a little triggered. I got a little upset about it. And I'm not actually proud of the way that I discussed that. I got, I think, a little emotional about it. However, the end result of us complaining about the lack of new vault space in the Rise of Iron, I think, is that Bungie took a look at it and put a team in place to get it done. And I think that benefits all Destiny players, whether they have a full vault space now or not. It shows that Bungie is participating in the discussion that this community is having, and it makes me hopeful for the future of Destiny, Destiny 2, and beyond. The fact that they realize that we have criticisms, they realize that we are sharing our pain points with them, and they are responding to that. And that's awesome. That is, frankly, that's amazing. So that's the big news. We are getting an increase to vault space. It's not shipping with Rise of Iron. It will be shipping sometime after that. It may be painful for the first couple of weeks, the first couple of months, trying to save the stuff that's really important to us from years past, while we're also collecting brand new gear from the Rise of Iron, from the new raid, from new Trials of Osiris, from the Archon Forge, from the Iron Lord record book. All of this stuff looks amazing, and I'm definitely going to want to collect all the new stuff, but I also want to hold on to that old stuff. So I'm actually really excited about this. I feel like we as a community really made this happen together, and I'm really happy about it. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I know that there's a lot of you out there who are going to say, you know, I only got a page open in my vault, or I only got a page full in my vault. I got plenty of room. But there's a lot of us who've been playing since year one that have all the Vault of Glass weapons, all the Crota's End weapons, all the Challenge of Elders weapons, all of the sets of weapons that have come to us throughout time. All the Iron Banner weapons. You know, I don't know if the Year 2 Iron Banner weapons will ever be seen again, or if they'll all be replaced by Year 3, but some of the Year 2 Iron Banner weapons are pretty good, and I don't want to get rid of them. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say about this in the comment section below. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit now, so I'm going to end this video, but I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you very much. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit the like button if you like the fact that we're getting new vault space. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.